Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you've tuned in to watch. This is Warren, aka Lighty Cadex, and coming at you with a brand new video. And keeping along with the theme of yesterday, where we looked into the different portraits that we've had of Queen Elizabeth on our coins, I thought today was quite an interesting one to discuss the 50p coin and how it came about and that kind of stuff. So it's a lot more detailed than what I'm going to go into today. Maybe another time we'll cover all of that. But basically, when 1971, obviously everything went decimal. So prior to 71, mid to late 60s, the Deputy Master of the Royal Mint and the Decimal Currency Board were discussing the possibility of a new coin, and that new coin being the 50p coin. Now, the reason for that was they decided that a 10 shilling note, 10 bob note, was only lasting approximately 5 months, whereas a new coin could last 50 years or more. Now, the trouble that they had back then were all coins were arranged in tiers, each coin in a tier having the same weight to value ratio, so that a bag of mixed coins could be weighed to determine the value of it, as long as they were all bronze, silver or whatever material. So there was a lot of there's a lot more to it than what we're going to go into today. But so where are we? So although we went into decimalisation in 71, it actually started back in the mid-60s when Christopher Ironside was among a number of people who were approached by the Royal Mint or the Currency Board to design a new coin, the reverse for a new coin. At the time, Christopher Ironside was working at the Royal College of Art, taught life drawing there, and his wife was pregnant at the time. He'd been chosen out of a handful of artists to enter a competition to provide designs for the reverse of the new coins, and after the phone call he went to work. So for a big period of the 60s, he worked in complete and utter secret. Obviously this was a massive undertaking and they didn't want any leaks, so he was forbidden to talk to anybody about it, etc. Instructions were only ever given over the phone, and if anybody ever came round to visit, this big large cloth would be draped over his desk so that nobody could see it and that kind of thing. So obviously submitted the designs and was declared as the winner of the competition and invited to go to the Royal Mint. So Christopher Ironside plops off to the Royal Mint. Yet instead of being congratulated, he was greeted with a gin and tonic and told that the government was announcing the decision to go decimal, but was insisting that it should be an open competition, so he hadn't won it after all. So obviously a bit down and a bit disheartened by it all, he decided he was going to enter the competition but would do it anonymously. Excuse me. And with the help of his wife, the designs literally took over the majority of their lives. So You can imagine how disheartening it was from one minute being told that he was a winner and then suddenly being told, oh, actually you're not now, it's going to be an open competition. Um, so please try again, sort of thing. So for the design of the Britannia on the 50p coin, Christopher Ironside actually used his wife as a model, and he'd get her to sit in whatever chair she was closest to at the time and hold a ruler in her hand, and that was to replicate Britannia's trident. So his hard work obviously paid off because his designs were chosen, and Christopher Ironside went on to actually be, on all of our coins. The funny sort of story about it was that for many, many years, the designs and all of the drawings were actually kept under his bed until I think it was his great grandchildren, other family members came around and they'd messing about on the bed. And then Christopher Ironside's wife got a bit concerned about the design safety, so she donated it all to the British Museum. Which I don't know whether they're on display still there, but I think that's quite nice, and then obviously in 2008, Matthew Dent's designs were replaced, although there are still many Christopher Ironside designs still in circulation. And one quote that I liked from Christopher Ironside was, "The work of a great many artists who are geniuses is never recognised and probably eventually disappears. But if one is a coin designer, one's work lasts possibly long after death. Everyone becomes familiar with it, and it forms a small part of the history of the country for which it was designed, and one becomes famous, not because one is genius or a saint or a monster, but simply because one is a coin designer." And I thought that was quite a nice little quote that he'd had there. So that about brings us to the end of this video today. I know it's something a little bit different, but I quite like the idea of going down this and having a look a bit more into the history of coins a bit more. So please, again, do hit the thumbs up on the share button if you'd be so kind, and if you're not already, please do consider giving it a sub and becoming a channel member. Apologies again, there won't be a live stream this Saturday. I'm actually away for a few days, but I've scheduled these videos to come out. So thank you all very much, and until next time, love and respect you all, keep yourself safe, and I'll see you guys soon.